We're going to take a long look at the National and try to dissect as many runners as we can, give pointers to why we think they will stay the distance and why we think they may not even jump. But obviously, Tifa Free and Monbeg Dude, they were vying for favouritism. I think all the attention this week has been on Monbeg Dude, and we'll show a clip in a second from the Scooter Market. In fact, we'll probably show that now because there's a lot of PR and publicity about this horse, and we'll talk about it after this very short clip.
The name Scudamore is of course a familiar one in the racing world, and trainer Michael has Monbeg Dude in this year's Grand National. Co-owned by rugby players James Simpson-Daniel, Nick Robinson and Mike Tyndall, this is a horse to look out for, although his jumping has been his Achilles heel in the past.
Touch wood this season, he seems to jump better than ever. Like I say, it's going to be a completely new test for him going to Aintree, but hopefully he'll be okay. He's a year older. He's definitely a lot stronger than he was last year, and I think a lot of people forget when he did win the Welsh National, it was only about, I think, his 6th start over fences. So all season's been leading up to April the 5th. You know, we didn't go back to Chepstow. We purposely gave him a break over Christmas. You know, we thought we had him somewhere near where we wanted to be when he won at Cheltenham, but we like to think we've left 5% back all season. So look, hopefully come April the 5th we'll be proven that was the right thing to do.
Well, when we had John McCurrick on the show, probably about 3 weeks ago, he said Monbeg Dude cannot win. It needs to pass 40 horses to get there. What do you think, Jimmy?
I agree. Don't think he'll win.
You don't think he'll win? Okay, so
no,
give reasons why. Let's give reasons why.
He won a Welsh National off a mark of 1.26. Beat Tifa 3, which was a great performance, brilliant ride by Paul Carberry. He has won since. He won at Cheltenham, moderate enough race in my opinion.
That was back in December, wasn't it?
Yeah, Scoot gave him a brilliant ride. Tom rode him that day. Disappointed last day at Doncaster when Paul rode him again. Beaten by a horse that actually didn't get in. He was first reserve in this race, Night in Milan. And I think he's handicapped out of it, you know. And yeah, he may take to the fences. He may, you know. I don't think his jumping is good enough, basically. You know, he makes mistakes and... You know, you can do as much schooling as you like at home. I know it. I show jump from a kid from an earlier age, and you need to be a natural jumper, you know, to raise the bar, get to the next level. And I don't think he is. I don't think he's good enough. He will make mistakes, and you only need to make a few mistakes to knock your confidence. And once you do that, you're out.
Okay. Well, Jimmy's putting a line through Monbeg Dude. Are you doing the same?
Yeah, I maybe wouldn't be as quick to rule him out as Jimmy. You know, I think kind of. My own thinking of the race now at the moment is a bad jumper can win the National, but a non-stayer can't. So I think good point. I think he's going to stay this trip, and you know, but the new fences, the entry fences, they're not the fences of old.
You've got Tifa Free there. He's beaten Tifa Free in the Welsh National.
Yeah, but he's far worse off at the weights now as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's £18 higher today.
Yeah.
And he got like an absolute master class by Paul Carberry to win a Welsh National. Do you know, it was.
That's fair comment. Let's get the young man's view.
Yeah.
The young man's view. Yeah, I agree with Jimmy. I think the jumping is a concern. Obviously, the Aintree fences aren't what they used to be. You know,
do you think if they wasn't earned by sort of the connections that are the royal connection and the
I think it's a brilliant story.
Yeah.
But I think people are reading in too much to Zara Phillips schooling it.
Yeah.
Dan Skelton, Paul Nichols, all these good trainers. You know, Nicky Henderson has Yogi Breisner, who is he's the team coach for the British eventing team. He schools his horses. Do you know what I mean? So. People are reading too much into Zara Phillips schooling his horse.
Yeah.
I could school it the same as she
could. That's
could.
why probably that we expected it could have gone off favour. I don't think it will now, but because of the media attention.
Well, I think it will. I think when people see Zara Phillips, Mike Tyndall, you know, all the royal kind of thing about it in the paddock today, and people on television, people there, I think everyone is going to hammer on this. A bit like Katie Walsh a couple of years ago on Seabass. Everyone hammered on the fact that it was a girl trained by her dad. Good story behind it, and people, you know, went off favourite.
Yeah,
but it was beat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so let's give a forecast for people watching this at home. I want your opinion. Monbeg Dude, will it finish, or are we talking a top 10 finish, or we think it won't finish? Your view.
Oh,
throwing you deep end
he may finish in the top 10. Yeah, that's possible.
Declan?
Yeah, I think he'll get round just because he's Paul Carberry will ride this like he's out hunting on a Sunday morning. He'll just chase away and chase away.
Do we think a top 10? Or?
Yeah, I think Monbeg do, just because he'll stay the trip, and with the new fences, I think he can get round because he's got Carberry on.
Okay, and Connor?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think he's going to finish. I reckon it'll go a favourite. I think the British public are going to pile into it with the royal connection. I think that's going to have a major impact.
Okay, well, let's get over to Tom for his view on Monbeg Dude and see if what the current prices are on that. And don't forget that competition, that Grand National competition, 1 and 2, just a bit of fun. Let's go over to Tom.
Well, it comes to National Day, and to be honest with you, you need a jumper and a stayer, and he's a stayer, but does he jump well enough? I'm not too sure. I'd rather be with one who's going to fly over those fences with slightly less trouble. Just to continue to enter the competition, all you need is 2 selections for the National and a computer. Simply tweet us with your hashtag National12 to enter our competition for 30 quid, free to enter. Why not, as Sean Reynolds has with Balthazar King and the horse in question, Monbeg Dude. Back to you, Pete, for a bit more National.
Okay, absolutely. Now, obviously, the vying for favouritism was Monbeg Dude, and probably the one that will go alongside that is T for Free. We've got a special clip, which is thankfully given to us for Betfred, who are sponsoring the show today. Thank you again to Betfred. Let's see what Rebecca Curtis had to say about T for Free.
Leading contender T for 3 looked promising last year, but just faded in the final stages. Trainer Rebecca Curtis was pleased by his recent run at Cheltenham, while Nick Schofield will once again be on board the 10-year-old.
We didn't expect, obviously, for him to go and win the race. It was more of a prep run. It was difficult finding other races because you either run him in a handicap off top weight or run him over hurdles, which I think would confuse him a bit before the National. So mainly it was just a prep run. Thought Nick gave him a brilliant ride. He wasn't too hard on him in the end, so I don't think it gave him too hard a race, and he's come out of it really, really well. You've got to have a lot of confidence in your horse going around the National, and I think that's one thing Nick will with this horse. He knows him well now and knows he jumped around there well last year, so he should have no trouble getting round, we hope.
Well, that's what Rebecca Curtis briefly had to say about T for Free. It's a horse that I like, but just before we talk to the panel about T for Free, we are running a promotion now. You're going to have to get your entries in or retweets on Twitter very quickly, certainly before the race starts. We're giving T for 3 away for 3 at the Ritz. I think it includes a nice little glass of champers as well at the Ritz. It's not it's fit for queens as opposed for kings of the like you three. Hopefully it's something that just for a bit of fun you'll enjoy. If you retweet and follow on the website or look at more details on the website, we could give you T for 3. If that finishes first or second today and you've retweeted or followed on our social media network at BetRacingNation, you can enter for that, and fingers crossed we can give that prize away on Thursday. A draw will be made. Don't forget, we're making a draw today and it's in Tommy's bag. Names of people that have entered for next week's Dubai Duty 3 flat, real start of the season really, if you ignore the Lincoln, at Newbury next Saturday, so you can also enter for that as well. Let's talk about T for 3. It's a horse that is one of my selections. I don't know what you feel about T for 3, Jimmy.
I think he's got it all up against him. He is solid in lots of ways. I think he'll jump round, he'll gallop, he'll stay, ticks a lot of boxes. For me, will he win? I don't think he will. State of Play finished third in this race in 2009 against Monmouth. Came back the next year, went fancied and finished fourth behind, I can't remember what won it the following year, but I don't think, he was beaten 9 lengths last year. If you argue if he jumped the last, he may have been closer. I saw a clip
where Rebecca Curtis said she felt that T for 3 had improved this year. And if you look at the first run back, I was pretty pleased with the first run back.
He has to improve. You know, he's a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
He has to improve to win. There's no question. Now, look at his runs this year. He was, well beaten in a Welsh National. Yeah, he had a lot of weight. Then he was second to Restless Harry at Ascot. I would take that with a pinch of salt, that form. And then, he was well beaten in the Gold Cup. They say he's improved.
Well, come on, guys. Give supporters T for Free some optimism.
I'm a massive fan of this horse. So he did have a setback in the summer last year, and they literally went to the Welsh Grand National just to get him started. He was nowhere near ready, and they've been bringing him along slowly, as you have to do with a horse to win the Grand National. You know, you're not going to win a Grand National nowadays by going out and winning 5 and 6 races in a row, flying up the handicap and going on to Aintree to win. That just doesn't happen. Horses who win the Grand National are brought along slowly, brought along cutely, runs over hurdles maybe not fit enough. And this is exactly how he's gone. He's jumped around here, he stays the trip, he's 5 pounds lower in the weights than he was last year, and he's very, very, very solid for me.
Do you think that a little bit of rain that's around might even go in the favour of T for Free?
Yeah, it'll probably help him a little bit. I don't think he has any.
So used to at loggerheads.
Yeah, I agree. T3 is rock solid.
Who do you agree with?
I agree with Declan.
Not him anyway.
Yeah, not with Jimmy. I agree with Declan. Yeah, I think rock solid. It jumps all day long. It's going to stay all day long. The only worry I have is what it's going to find on the elbow.
Right.
I just don't think it's got that last bit of.
A lot of people said last year he didn't stay. I think it's nonsense. The horse has run 4.5 miles.
But the argument will be this race this year, because of the way the handicapper has got the race going. At the top end of the market, it's a better class national. Would you go along with that?
Definitely, yeah.
We've got a Gold Cup winner in
Gold
here.
Cup winner, Lexus winner. You know, this is probably one of the best nationals we're ever going to see.
So that's why you could potentially be against a T for Free.
Yeah, totally.
But look, on the other side, he's getting weight from these horses. You know, he's getting the bones of a stone from
the bones on a stone, or
the bones of a stone. Yeah, whatever way you want to put it. The thing is, you have to ask yourself: in a normal handicap, would you fancy T for Free given long run or run?
No, you wouldn't, but because of the weight allowance. Okay.
Well, you wouldn't, but then he's had these experience over the national fences, you know, so it's.
Yeah. I think if you look back at last year, it's got the form in the book. It's been around Aintree, over the fences. It's £5 better off this year. I think it's going to be bang.
Okay, Jimmy, T for Free, where do we finish?
I think he probably could finish in the first 5, but I don't think he'll win.
Okay.
I think he's not certain. Look, I can't say certainly for a Grand National, but I'm very keen in this horse to finish.
You heard it here first.
In the top 6.
Certainly to finish in the first 5.
Yeah, I think first 6 without doubt. Yeah.
First 6.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take first 6 if he's getting 6 as well. So
we're getting nearer to that winner. Let's get over to Tom for the latest prices from Betfred on T for Free.
Yeah, T for Free is vying for the favouritism at the top of the market with Monbeg Dude and Long Run, 12 to 1 across the board. I think old Connor Creamer's quite right though, finding a bit on the elbow, might have a dodgy elbow, and certainly some horses who could spring a surprise coming around there. Don't forget, do enter the Grand National 1-2 competition, just as Emmett Marin has done. You've said, please, PS, please, let me win this competition. Well, if your 1-2 comes in, you may well do. We need Balthazar King and Big Shoe to be placed in the 1-2. The other one is Emmett Marin. You know, do you want to enter my bag? Of course, if you'd like to go to Newbury next Saturday, simply tell us who won the Dubai Duty Free at Maidan last Saturday. It wasn't African Story, that won the World Cup. Pete, back to you.
Absolutely, and people are doing anything to get in Tommy's bag. It's the second highlight of the day. The Grand National was #1 highlight. The second is to get in Tommy's bag.
We're not past the watershed yet, so
no,
you might want to keep it
no, absolutely not. But, we've covered Monbeg Dude. We've covered T for Free. Let's now talk about a horse which I really do not fancy. Is Long Run. We may not have. You may have a brief 10 seconds before we take a short break, but Long Run.
He beat Nakara Bow 6 lengths the last day off level weights, and he's officially rated £17 higher than him. He needs to really bounce back to his old form.